Hello, welcome to the Cookie Bookie Podcast, your new favorite book club. Today we are answering the question, are book boyfriends ruining men in real life? So let's get into it. All right, what do you gals think?
I think men ruin themselves. I don't think they need book boyfriends to do so.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah, Mom, what
Yes.
about you? You've probably read more romances than we have. I'm
Yeah.
Well,
wondering.
I still get aggravated with the guys in the book too, besides, like I'm like, if you would just tell the truth, you
Yeah.
wouldn't be in this pickle. So so
Yeah.
sometimes they can be just as aggravating. But yeah, that's what I think about that.
Oh my goodness. I
Oh
feel
my.
like this question comes up a lot, but I think more so with men that are insecure. I feel like
Mm,
they feel
yeah.
threatened by men in the books that their spouses are reading because they're
Hmm.
probably not, meeting some need. But I mean, I feel like the history of romance books, it's a very female powered company. I mean, this is a multi-billion dollar industry that is majority women writing these books,
Hmm.
and in the
Hmm.
history of how men treat women, I mean, at some point they had to write their own what they wanted men to be like. And so, if anything, I feel like it's a blueprint for men. Like, hello, if you do all these things,
Yeah, if only they were reading the books,
Yes, yes,
then it
yeah.
could help us out a little.
But then sometimes the bar is so high too, like it's like there's no way that some of them could reach that high. That the pinnacle is kind of high because, of course, we have our fantasy boyfriend.
yes, like
And
6'4", muscular, burn down the whole world for you. I mean, that's not that hard, you know?
yeah.
Yeah,
uh,
I mean, I do, to Mary Kate's point, I do think that it's good to read the book with whoever your partner is. There was an episode of that '70s show where Red had caught Kitty reading a romance, and he kind of made fun of her, and then secretly he started reading it, and it
oh,
like lit their relationship on fire. So that was pretty funny.
I wish I
Yeah.
had seen that one. But now I don't see either of my partners, former and present, ever. First of all, they don't believe in therapy, but second of all, they might start believing in therapy if I was making them read a romance novel.
Are you saying you can't see either of your not past
And
boy
present.
past and present lovers reading books, or you can't see them in the books you read?
Oh no, see them reading romance books because we were talking about reading
Yeah.
Kitty's books. Yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah, I don't see that at all. I feel like present finds his own romance. Like he has a different view of romance. Like taking care of the house and
Yeah.
Okay.
stuff like that. The language is a love.
Acts of
Yeah.
service.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And I feel like with my dad, his was always that he had the job, he went and worked. That was his show of love, was working. So,
Yeah.
And
So,
that's why women write books. Yeah, I mean, I watched this documentary about romance books and just kind of how
okay.
they all started and how
Oh,
they
okay.
started in grocery stores, and kind of the classic Fabio on the front cover, those
Mhm.
types.
Mhm.
But anyway, the industry has this huge following and they'll have events, and they followed this one lady who was just obsessed with romance books, and she said how growing up she didn't have like an example of what love is, and in my head I'm like, retro, Like, you
Okay.
shouldn't be looking at romance books to give you an idea of what
Right.
love is. But what she said was that it made her bar so high that
Mm.
then when she met her husband and they showed him and he was just like such a sweet guy.
Ah.
And
Hmm.
so I was like, "Oh, okay. Like I can see that point of view,
Yes.
that
Hmm.
having high standards for men."
Hmm. Hmm. But what's wrong with having a high standard, sometimes?
Nothing. It's just not always easy.
Right, right. Because they are human, and versus in the books, you can rewrite, maybe something that doesn't come off very well.
I also think like what is now the book boyfriend used to be like the rom-com guy.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
there's not really rom-coms anymore, but there is this like surgence of romance novels. And that is very
Yes.
much the trend, and not so much going to the movie with your partner where they can like
Oh.
go
Mhm.
Hmm.
watch it.
Hmm.
Now it's for yourself that you're reading this.
This is true. Yeah.
And I'm reading it like I don't read a lot of romance, but if I do, if there's a funny part of it or a really interesting part of the novel, I'll read it to Christian and I'll make him
Mhm.
listen because I think it's so funny, crazy. But he doesn't have to read the whole book. You can force him
Hmm.
to
Hmm.
listen to yourself.
Yes. Although I do find that sometimes when you read romance novels out loud, they automatically just become so silly.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's
I
like in your
agree.
it's
I
like in your
agree.
head, you're like, "Oh my gosh, that's so sweet." But then realistically, if Tom said that to me, I'd be like, "Oh my gosh, like stop joking."
Yeah.
Yes,
Uh,
exactly.
No, there's all these like TikToks, when they're like, sure, my boyfriend said I love you, but Zayden Ryerson or whatever his name
mhm.
is said, I'll burn down the earth for you. Like,
Yes. Okay, so Mary Kate was talking about how like romance books have changed over
Hmm.
time, or the
Hmm.
rom-coms. I know Mom and I were talking about how COVID really changed the romance book scene.
Hmm.
And before that, I really hadn't read romances because I thought of them as the Fabio, smutty stuff.
much. Yeah.
Yes, yes. But now the only thing that you need to have in a romance book to qualify it is an HEA, which is a happily ever after. And it doesn't have to, I
Oh.
think traditionally it's always been, the man and the woman get together and they get married and live happily ever after.
Hmm.
But now it's just that if the end is happy, then it's a happily ever after. And I feel like it's just the genre has really opened up. There's
Hmm.
rom coms, there's romantasy, there's all these
Hmm. Hmm.
different types of romances where the romance is almost like a subplot. I think that's really why the industry is like boomed.
I also think it helps that now the covers are so cutesy
Oh,
that you're
that's
like,
true.
there's no way that if you look at the Heated Rivalry cover, it's just two guys playing hockey. They're just having fun. And then, like, on the inside, it's crazy. So I think it's now you can just carry this cutesy book around with you. And no, if people don't read, they don't really know. And people do read, they're like, oh, I see you in like a good way.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, and like it used to be very much shirtless guy, woman,
Hmm.
hand on. I remember being like, embarrassed to be in the romance section at the bookstore because all the
Yes.
covers were like that. But now they're all so cutesy that it's not
Yes.
embarrassing anymore.
And they started opening up these stores that are only romance books. They're like
Oh,
these cute,
wow.
there's one in Chicago.
Hmm.
I know
Oh.
that there's some in California, yeah, but basically it's just all of the different type of romance and like cute little things that you can buy there and book clubs and you know, there's a huge community of
So you
people
could be
that
with your own people. But I don't feel like I read romantic books exclusively, but I think that would be a fun club to be in. And
Yeah.
definitely, I've seen the book covers change. And the
Mhm.
big thing was there was always such a stigma that you weren't very smart if you were reading romance.
Mhm.
Whereas now I feel like there's really not a stigma. You're still a book reader if you're reading these new rom-coms and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I mean, I think my official take on our book boyfriends ruining men in real life is that if you are a spouse or partner to somebody that is reading romance books and you feel threatened by that, then I think you need to look inward. I
Oh
don't
yeah.
think,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think that it's the books that
Hmm.
are ruining everything. Maybe it's exposing something that's missing in a
Mm.
relationship if,
Hmm.
if it's causing issues in the relationship. I tried to have my husband read a book one time. He's not a big reader, but but yeah, I read Abby Jimenez "Say You'll Remember Me," and the
Mm.
guy in that book is just like he literally does everything right, and I don't expect that in real life. But I was like, oh, I like this character. Maybe you should read it too, and he did.
Mm.
And he did?
Yeah,
Oh, did he like it?
seemed like it. He's not a reader. I mean, he's a reader of sports. He's a
Right.
reader of politics,
Mm.
Oof.
but fiction. Yeah, I know. Yep. Hmm.
I do think because there's definitely a thing of when you see a guy who has compassion, is
Mm.
nice, all that stuff, they say he's like written by a woman.
Mm.
And so I think that is very much a thing. And
Yeah, because actually, I did write down some just typical character traits of
Okay.
male protagonists in
Hmm.
romance books. So
Okay.
just off the top of my head, I thought they're always confident, they're
Hmm.
assertive, they're strong, they're emotionally
Hmm.
intelligent, they're empathetic, they do anything for you.
Hmm.
And, so they put needs in front of their own. Those were kind of
Mm.
the big things that stuck out to me. And I feel like any human in a relationship can do that. Maybe not all at the same time, all the time in a perfect
Right.
fashion, but
But it kind of brings me to I know I don't want to get holy roly religious or anything, but I had remembered there was a pastor one time who said that because so many people say relationships are 50-50, okay? And he said no. Relationships are 100-100. You're
mhm,
supposed to give 100% to the other person, and that would definitely describe the person you were just talking about, that
mhm,
they're in it 100% and they're going to take care of you, help you, give you what you need 100% of their capability.
mhm,
So,
I I saw something that was like, or I don't know if I heard it somewhere, but it's about giving 100%, but with the relationship, yes, always 100% locked in, but together you always give 100%. So like some days I'm going to be super tired, I'm going to be at
oh,
30. So then
uh-huh.
he has to recognize that and be able to like up it a
Step
little bit
up.
and be at a 70 so that you're always matching, but it's not always going to be 50-50 because that's unrealistic.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I think 100 is like really unrealistic. Um,
So that's where I am.
100 when you're on vacation.
yeah, exactly. Vacation is 100 for sure. I was gonna say though, I don't think book boyfriends are ruining actual partners because like I get
Hmm.
annoyed with book boyfriends,
Hmm.
especially I feel like the trope lately has been like a super grumpy guy who's like
Yeah.
so rude to start off with, and
Hmm.
then partway through the book he's so sweet, or
Hmm.
whatever. Then he turns and then it's, lovers. But hate I hate that trope, and I feel like it's been like every trope I've read recently. And so I just get annoyed with them off the bat because I'm like, why are you so grumpy? Why are you
Mhm.
so rude? That's,
Mhm.
and then
Mhm.
like the second half of the book, I'm like, okay, I like them. But
Mhm.
I need to find a book. So if anyone has a recommendation of a romance book where the guy is, or the person is like super sweet, you know?
That's Say You'll Remember Me, Abby Jimenez.
Abby
That's the one I can
Jimenez.
think of off the top of my head. That was the one where there was nothing rude that he did.
And that's nice.
Yeah. But I'm sure there's other, like I said, I haven't,
Yeah.
there's a lot of books that when I was kind of getting ready for this that I haven't read, that a lot of people
Mhm.
say have their favorite book
Mm.
boyfriends in it, like the Court of books, you know, those books.
Oh, no, I don't want to read. They're too long. They're too long.
Which books are they?
It's like Court of Ashen Thorns or
Yeah.
that
Oh,
one.
gotcha.
It's
Mhm.
like a little dragon thingy on it.
Yes.
I've heard good things about it, but I'm not outside of Fourth Wing, I'm not really like a fantasy reader, and it's a
Yeah.
big commitment because there's like 7 books.
Right. Okay, so let's get into who our favorite book boyfriends are.
Yeah.
I came prepared with one in mind,
Oh,
but
wow. Okay.
apparently mom has six.
Sandra's the monogamous one of
Yeah.
the group
Sh-
because I also have
Just
multiple.
Oh my gosh.
short and sweet.
Yeah. So, I mean, I have a couple other ones to talk about, but mom, why don't you start so we can get through all of yours? But maybe start with saying what kind of character traits you tend to go after in your book
Well,
boyfriend.
that's, I thought you would see, like, especially with the first two, you know,
Hmm.
I made a note. So, since reading Fourth Wing, I mean, that whole storyline, I love how she's vulnerable but strong, you
Mhm.
know, and then it's the Zayden Rierson. Huh?
Mom's book boyfriend is gonna be Violet Sorrengail or whatever her name is.
So, so, but the other thing with that book is, since I am an electrician, you know, and they make lightning, I just thought that was just so awesome. I was like, yes, I'm grabbing a lightning bolt with each hand, you know. And
She's gonna have like 2 little like more wires, and she's gonna spark.
yeah,
Mom shows up to meet her book boyfriend in her hard hat.
yes. So, and I do make a note with Who's Next that they do start out as kind of bad characters. Like, people are kind of, I don't know if scared of them is the right word, but they definitely come off kind of bullyish. So the next person is Nate Romanowski, and he's from the CJ Box series. So I also do have Joe Pickett down. So Joe Pickett is
Oh,
the
yeah.
main character in the CJ Box books. And I like Joe Pickett because he's very moral, he's calm.
Isn't that from a TV show? Like they turned it into a TV show?
Yeah,
What is the TV show?
Joe Pickett, I think. I think
Oh.
that's what they
Oh,
call it.
okay.
Yeah. So he's a game warden in Wyoming. So that, of course, is what um like
He's a game
had
woman.
game warden.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Which, yeah. So so, you know, and since I lived in Wyoming, you know, I really like the Wyoming aspect of it. But within the Joe Pickett books, there's his best buddy, his best friend is Nate Romanowski, and he does hawks, you know. And when I went to Ireland, you know, we did the hawks where they sat on our arms and stuff like that. So,
So you can relate to him. These are all things that you can like conversation starters for when you meet him.
well, he starts out with, I think the law might actually be looking for him, you know, so he starts out as a really bad guy, but you quickly learn he's extremely loyal. He's very good with the land, you know, like he very self-sufficient. He's a very self-sufficient person. He can cook by himself, you know, And
Number one key to be a
Yeah.
hunk in a novel is cooking for yourself.
so I think both Zayden and Nate start out where you're just really turned off by them, but then you end up really loving them, and you want them as a partner because you're going to feel safe with them. They take care of you. And then, so number 3 was Joe Pickett. He kind of reminds me a little bit. I always like the All Creatures Great and Small books where he's a veterinarian. So I should put him down too. But huge moral compass, and they're very calm and get things done. So with the next guy, he's from the Lead Child books, Reacher, and he's also self-sufficient. He only wears what he's got on, and he gets it from like Goodwill or something.
Gross. Might be a little smelly.
he always seems to have lots of money, like resources, and he goes around solving crimes. Of course, when the TV show came out, first they had Tom Cruise play it. Nobody liked it because in the books he's very tall. So most people did not feel that Tom Cruise fit the picture in their heads, Well, this Alan Richardson, hunky. I mean, hunky.
Hunky.
Yeah, he can wear one smelly outfit every day. I don't care.
Oh,
So really, they typecast much better, and that character is also very moral. He's got your back. Then I went on to the Michael Connelly books, and so I've met CJ Box and I've met Michael Connelly, and I like both of them as real life people, and I think some of their real life persona comes off in their main male characters. So with Michael Connelly, you have the Lincoln lawyer and you have Bosch. That's it for right now, I guess.
Okay, for right now, we'll see what comes tomorrow.
Well, I also think there needs to be a subcategory of like not book boyfriends but author boyfriends because
Oh.
the author of Mona Lisa Eyes,
Yes.
Mom,
Yes.
was
Yes.
so
Boing, boing, boing.
she was just like so smitten, and then she got in trouble. I don't know who got her in trouble, but someone said her new boyfriend, and then
Oh no.
dragged over her.
A real book boyfriend.
Totally agree.
Mary Kate, what kind of traits do you look for with your book boyfriends?
Well, I'm never looking for a book boyfriend, but just by happenstance, I think it's just the lines they say a lot that I'll be like, just like giggling, like, oh my God, I can't believe you said that. So I don't know. As much as I say I hate the trope of the grumpy, all of my book boyfriends, besides one, were grumpy in the beginning. And
Oh, I'm surprised.
yeah, so can I go through mine?
Yes.
Okay, so what I did is I did my book boyfriends through the years.
Oh,
So
cute.
Oh.
my first book boyfriend was this guy from Boys
Oh.
Over Flowers. It is so, I should not have been reading this. This is so bad. Like, I think back to it. So the premise of Boys Over Flowers, it's a manga, and it's like these 4 guys rule the school. They're so popular, and it's like a privileged school, and the girl who is the main character goes there because she's on scholarship. So she's like the only poor person there. And these 4 boys torture the school. Like they're like the biggest bullies, and they bully her. And then like all of a sudden he like falls in love with her. After like he literally dragged her on a car. Like she was tied
Oh
to the
my
car,
gosh.
and and it's crazy. And so I think back, I probably shouldn't have been reading this. So that was like middle school. era that I was reading that. And then
Okay.
high school, The
Oh.
Vampire Diaries. So what's funny about this one is I read the books first, obviously. It is a hit TV show, let me tell you
Hmm.
now. I read the books first and I loved Stefan, who is like the good brother. Damon in the books was very bad. But on the TV show, Damon was so hot and he was still bad, but he wasn't as bad as he was in the book. So book Vampire Diaries, Team Stefan all the way. TV show, I was in love with Damon Salvatore. And then college era, Me Before
Oh,
You.
Oh,
yes.
Uh,
yes, yes.
so I wouldn't, Mom, would you categorize JoJo Moyes as like romance? I don't think so.
Hmm.
Right? You
There's
think?
not an HEA.
Oh, that's
Oh,
true.
not in this one, no.
Nope.
Um,
Yeah.
but
But it gives that vibe.
Yes.
yeah. But
Hmm.
Will in this
Hmm.
book, he is very grumpy, very moody.
Yes.
Yes.
There's so many times I'm like going through the day and I'll just be like, Louisa Clark, you are scorned on my heart. And I'm just like, oh my God! You know, so it's just the words that get me. But yeah, this was a really good book and a really good book boyfriend, even though,
You
you know.
know, the scene in the movie where he gets her the bumblebee tights,
Oh my
that
gosh.
is like I cry every time because it's the
Yeah.
Mm.
difference between having a partner that actually listens to you and knows what you really want and not
Yeah.
just about like spending money on something.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. Yes, I love it so much. And then I couldn't find my Fourth Wing book, but I do have Onyx Storm still here. Mom has the second book, even though like Mom said Zayden is her book boyfriend, she's only read the first book still,
Yes.
so I don't know
Mm.
how
Yes.
committed she is to the relationship. Um, but I also had Zayden on there. I do understand he's like the grumpy before, but it's more like traumatized in his sense
Yeah.
that he's not like really that bad. He just has a lot on his plate. Um, and same thing, he has good one-liners and stuff. And it's just
Mm.
like, oh, Zayden, so cute.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, so that's the evolution of my book boyfriends.
That's
I would
wonderful.
say as time went on, they got less abusive for sure, which is good to know.
Yes.
So, speaking of abusive, I growing up would read a lot of Sarah Dessen. She was like the young adult romance novelist. It was always about relationships and stuff, and
Hmm.
but like a lot of them had like these undercurrents of like really messed up stuff. And I remember I think it was Lock and Key, but the guy like ends up being super abusive. And she does end
Mm.
up leaving, but it's just so crazy that this was like a young adult novel. There's
Oh,
Yes. Yeah.
so much of that I see in like revisiting old books and stuff that I would read that
Hmm.
I'm like, I cannot believe this was marketed towards me.
yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
Think of Flowers in the Attic.
Oh, yes.
That book
Yes.
is
Oh my God.
disgusting.
And I read everyone. I read everyone, and I was in like junior high when I was
Yes.
reading
Yes.
all my stuff in high school for sure. But that's the premise in the book. They're brother and sister.
Oh my God. Ew. Like
Yes.
biologically or like
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes.
Yes. And
that's
they're trapped in
So
the
it's
disgusting.
some
attic.
pretty messed up stuff. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
moms
And
devoured it.
yes.
Yes.
And I was probably 11 or 12, and I'm not going to say which aunt, but one of the aunts gave me it as a gift. So yeah, with my boyfriends, I look for golden retriever energy.
Oh, cute.
So that's why I thought about a couple guys and then I eliminated them because there were too many red flags that in real life I wouldn't. So, like, number one, Pride and Prejudice, Mr. Darcy.
Mr. Darcy. He was not a
I
retriever.
love that love story, but there's too many red flags. Like, I wouldn't
Yeah.
actually, he's not emotionally capable enough for me. Okay, he holds it all in. And then I also had Zayden down, but same thing. I thought there were things that I really liked. I liked that he didn't just save Violet, that he really helped her to be strong enough to save
Yes.
herself.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I liked that, but I still thought I thought he would be a good time, but there was just too many red flags for real life, you know. I'll save him for mom.
Mom, Sandra's not a ride or die. You need to come already, like you're ready to
Yes.
like relax. If we have to go fight elsewhere, I'm not doing it.
Um, okay, and then I mentioned Abby Jimenez, Say You'll Remember Me before, and he was very golden retriever, but he was a little bit too, like the bows were tied too nicely. It was just too unrealistic. So I ended up going with Atlas from It Ends With Us. He is,
Oh.
Oh,
yes,
oh yeah, the like he's like the friend.
yes.
Yes.
So the
Yes.
best friend that they didn't
Oh,
even
that's a
like,
good one.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
because he
Yeah.
was protecting her, he was there for her, but he wasn't like
Yes.
making her choose him or
Mm-hmm.
pressuring her or anything. She was
Mm-hmm.
like his big line is it's something like if you find yourself in the position of fall in love with again fall in love with me. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. I'm getting chills.
Oh.
And
Well, it is like -10 out, so that's why
I
you're getting
know. But I do like that name too because it conjures up the world on his shoulders, you know. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a really good pick. I like that.
I
Yeah.
do too.
Awesome. Well, I think we did good with our book boyfriends.
So we are reading this as the book club pick for February. The list of suspicious things.
By Jenny
So
Godfrey.
yes, and Sandra's already finished it.
Yeah.
And I have just started it, and yeah, so I'm looking forward to reading it. I think we picked another good pick. So, but
Yes.
that'll be for a future date to talk about
Yep.
that.
So we'll do
Okay.
our book talk for February on that book. And I did finish it. I loved it. And I can't wait to talk about it. So I'm excited.
And then, so speaking of hot guys, you know,
Oh, yeah.
we're
Oh, there
doing the Mona
it
Eyes. Yeah, the Mona Eyes. And I'm doing this for my sister slash mom book club book. And it was my pick. And I went and saw him in person. So reading that. And then once again this year, I'm going to try to do the slow read of War and Peace. And so I'm following Simon Hazel on Substack. And so
is.
every day you read a chapter of this book. I'm already behind. Last year, I made it up to like through March, I think. So I'm not too worried until I get to March. And he has like a daily where you can discuss the chapter, and then a weekly podcast discussing the previous 7 chapters. So that's kind of a neat thing. And then last but not least, I actually have this on Audible, but I did meet the author. Loved her, loved her, loved her. And so this is Don't Call It a Comeback. She's phenomenal. And if you want to read about a strong, determined woman, this is it right here, you know. But she's down to earth too. So I'm actually listening to it on Audible, even though I have the book for when I'm sewing and stuff like that. That's it.
Okay. So I am currently reading The Good Sister by Sally Hepworth. And I'm reading it for the Books and Booze book club with the library
That sounds like
that I
fun.
just joined. Yeah, so it just says 2 sisters, 1 truth, but which one of them knows it?
So do you guys drink booze at the library? Is that?
No, we meet at an owl house
Oh,
type
fun.
place. Very Wisconsin book club.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's fun
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, it's so much fun. And then because I heard that the male in this book was very golden retriever, I started to read it, One Golden Summer by Carly Fortune. I did find out that this is one in a series.
Does it go with this one?
Yes, I think so, but I don't know which one comes first. I know that you can read them as standalone, but I think there's a little bit more insight in some of the characters if you've read them in order.
This said Radiant debut.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I haven't read this one though, but I have it.
Yeah, I've heard good things. So far, I'm kind of annoyed by the guy, so I don't know.
If he's going to make it to your list.
Yeah, he kind of like so far has poked fun at her a little bit, and she doesn't like it, and
Yeah, I don't like
it.
that.
It's annoying. Yeah.
I know. See, that's the thing about book boyfriends. They're still boys. You know,
Yes,
like
yes.
they're still like annoying. And I saw because there's a big cheating scandal. I won't talk about it, but
Oh.
someone because like the guy was a super golden retriever type guy, and someone was like, "Golden retriever is still a dog."
Was this in real life or in a book?
Real life, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh my god.
I obviously am also reading the list of suspicious things.
Yeah, how far are you?
I'm 100 pages in.
Okay,
Oh,
what are your
good.
initial, I mean, you don't have to go into what happens, but like, what is your initial just overall thought of, are you liking it or?
I do like it. It's already like kind of pulling at my heartstrings. But I also love just like the language of it. So I think it's an easy read, and I love that. Like I feel like it's been a while since I've read a book where like the point of view is like from like a child.
Yes,
You know, so
that's what I
that
love
it's
about
just
it.
such a fun viewpoint to see the world through a child's eyes is just always so interesting. And then I did just finish, but I wanted to mention it. I Medusa by Ayanna Gray. It's really good. It's like a retelling of Medusa. She's, the best.
That was almost a pick for our book club, and so I would like to read that also.
Well, I got it for you. Well,
Thank you.
you bought it, so
I know I did.
I got it. you can use it. And then I just picked up this one from the library, which was the one we were very torn about. So I'm excited, super excited to read this one. But I'm going, once I get through a list of suspicious things, then I'm going to read Sky Full of Elephants by Sibo Campbell. Should be really good. I'm excited for it.
Yay.
No romance in sight.
Yeah.
But I do have a lot on my TBR for February. I'm very much like a aesthetic reader, I feel. So like these are all what I feel like January is, which is like blue and green. Like I am a judge a book by its cover kind of gal. And then next month I'm gonna read all my pink books.
Oh, see, I just do the light romance books in between other books as like a palate cleanser. I'm like, I need something to make me happy again, and so okay. We have an Instagram, so go ahead and follow us on Cookie Bookies. You can find our podcast on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts. We're also on YouTube. So if you just search Cookie Bookie Club, you'll find us. We're trying to post as much as we can. We all have day jobs, but yeah, this is so much fun.
Well, another interesting conversation. I loved it, and it's time to push that button.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao.